more civilized world. City of iron, stone, concrete. City of ideas. City of people, over 8 million of them. In the early morning hours, the city moves slowly, like some slumbering giant about to awake. Just north of the heart of the city lie the great train depots housing the vehicles of transport that serve the metropolis. Silently, they wait for the new day. Then, as dawn becomes morning, they begin a slow, steady movement that increases in tempo as trains and buses move to meet the needs of the people. An endless flow of machines to serve New York. The outward movement begins in all parts of this great urban center. Queens, Kim Raymond leaves for work. Secretary to a rising young executive who has a low tolerance for tardiness, Miss Raymond, who likes her job, allows sufficient traveling time from her home to her office and arrives at her desk at 9 sharp. In a residential section of Brooklyn, a construction foreman leaves for his job. His name is George Konski, and he's due in Manhattan in about 30 minutes. On Staten Island, a young student leaves for class. Howard Lane is 19, intelligent, conscientious, and has, in the opinion of his instructors, a fine future. His first class is at 9:30, and traveling by bus and subway, seat with 10 minutes to spare. In the Brown leaves for her job at one of the city's finest hospitals. For the better part of a very useful life, Florence Rogers has served others. She is due on duty at 9. On Park Avenue at about 8:45, a banking executive leaves for his job. James H. Brewster is a man of habit and prides himself on never being late. Traveling by subway, he stops at one of the concessions, but will be at his desk in about 15 minutes. From the suburban areas that surround the city, the influx of more people will continue. Slowly, almost painfully, bumper to bumper, they make their daily exodus from their outlying homes into the metropolis. The city is awake. Across the length of its 5 boroughs, the vast stream of humanity will move. Each day, a human tidal wave engulfs the city. The city's arteries will be clogged with human life. People seeking, expecting safe, quick transportation. The beginning of a daily miracle. The mass of moving millions grows and grows until it seems as if no system could cope with the morning rush hour. The job of transportation is incredible, seemingly impossible. Rush hour in the city. People traveling from home to work, flooding tube and tunnel, passing turnstiles, filling platform and train. In this surge, the paths of 5 people will cross for a few minutes. These 5 are symbolic of the millions who travel on New York City's transit system. Florence Rogers will be at the hospital in less than 15 minutes. George Konski will arrive at his job with time to spare. Kim Raymond will be able to enjoy a second cup of coffee before she gets to the office. Howard Lane will catch up on some last-minute reading. James Brewster will have time for a short conference before the working day begins. In this brief time, 5 people from 5 boroughs share their place of travel. Unknown to each other, each with a different beginning, a different destination. They ride together, and in this journey can be seen the daily miracle that is the New York City transit system, upon which the very existence of the city and its people depend, and without which they would literally cease to function. A system owned by the citizens of New York City. This is indeed a miracle of the 20th century. Trains rush through the tunnels carrying their precious cargo of human life. To ensure the unequaled safety record of the New York City Transit Authority, the men of the system are perfectly trained for their jobs. At Transit Authority schools, motormen are instructed in every detail of their work. Untaught, the demands are many, and the skills must be learned completely until the men become familiar with all parts of an operation that allows no margin for error. Examine, explain, explore. This is essential. For the system is only as good as the men who serve it. At the Transit Authority's testing facilities, these men learn to drive in city streets during heavy traffic and under difficult conditions. Their skills are carefully evaluated by trained experts. Yearly, the men who operate the buses and subways are given full and careful examinations. The highest physical standards are maintained, for the safety of the public is in their hands.